Namaskaram. My name is S. Ashok Kumar. Welcome to my channel. In last part, I explained about the two metabolic pathways, that is the glycolysis and Krebs cycle. Now I am going to continue the aerobic cellular respiration with electron transport system, or you can call it electron transport chain. As I said in the last parts, aerobic cellular respiration consists of three metabolic pathways. First one, glycolysis, already I explained. Second one, Krebs cycle, explained. Now in this part I am going to explain the third metabolic pathway of aerobic cellular respiration, that is the electron transport chain. Here, before going to explain that one, what is the purpose of electron transport chain? As we know, in glycolysis and the Krebs cycle, there is a large amount of energy is released. But most amount of energy released in the form of either NADH2 or FADH2. Correct na? Because less amount of energy only released in the form of ATP. But most amount of energy released either in the form of NADH2 or FADH2. So now this electron transport chain aim or function is to convert those high energy molecules, that is the NADH2 and FADH2, into ATP. Why into the form of ATP? Because most common energy currency of the cell is the ATP. That is why electron transport chain involves conversion of high energy molecules, that is NADH2 or FADH2, into ATP. As we know, while calculating, I said 1 NADH2 gives the 3 ATPs. 1 FADH2 gives the 2 ATP. How 1 NADH2 gives the 3 ATPs? How 1 FADH2 gives the 2 ATPs? That I will explain in the electron transport system. Here, this is so electron transport chain involves the conversion of NADH2 or FADH2 into most common energy currency, that is a ATP. Actually, this electron transport chain involves a fundamentally a small reaction, that is a redox reaction. Redox reaction means electron transport chain continuously revolve around the oxidation and reduction. So here, what is the meaning of oxidation means? Oxidation means removing of hydrogen or electron. The next one is a reduction. That is a addition of hydrogen or electron. This oxidation and reduction together, we know this reduction and oxidation are coupled reaction. These two reactions together called as a redox reaction. Now next moving to the location and where this electron transport chain takes place. In case of eukaryote, this electron transport chain is occurring in inner mitochondrial membrane. Inner mitochondrial membrane. So within the inner mitochondrial membrane, this electron transport chain occur in eukaryote. But in prokaryotes, there is no intracellular organelles like mitochondria. So in prokaryote, that ETC occur in plasma membrane. Because only membrane available in the prokaryote is the plasma membrane. One more importance of inner mitochondrial membrane. Already I mentioned in the Krebs cycle. While explaining the Krebs cycle, I mentioned mitochondria covered by the two membranes, outer mitochondrial membrane and inner mitochondrial membrane. Outer mitochondrial membrane is almost permeable. Means so all molecule, most of the molecule can easily process the outer mitochondrial membrane. But that inner mitochondrial membrane is a selectively permeable. Okay? Or particular molecules only inner mitochondrial membrane allows. That is why this inner mitochondrial membrane plays a unique role. This inner mitochondrial membrane is impermeable. is impermeable to ATP, ADP, NADH2, like this, H plus ions, etc. So, inner mitochondrial membrane is impermeable to these molecules. Here, this one you can remember, H plus ions. The next one, as I said, this electron transport chain occur in the inner mitochondrial membrane. What are the enzyme complexes involved in the electron transport chain? What are the enzyme complexes? I will tell you why they are called as a complexes. What are the different types of enzyme complexes that involve in the electron transport? All these enzyme complexes are present in the inner mitochondrial membrane. There are 5 enzyme complexes, 5 types of enzyme complexes involved in the electron transport chain. Now I am calling first one is a 1. Enzyme complex 1. That enzyme complex 1 name is NADH CoQ reductase. Now I am giving the general name for this one. NADH dehydrogenase. Okay, na? First complex is a complex 1. This instead of type 1, I am calling as a complex 1. Complex 1 is a NADH CoQ reductase or NADH dehydrogenase. What is a CoQ? I will tell you. Next one is a enzyme complex 2. That is succinate CoQ reductase. Expect another name for this one. NADH CoQ reductase is also called as NADH dehydrogenase. Succinate CoQ reductase also called as a succinate dehydrogenase. This is a very important. Why? Because this succinate dehydrogenase, already I said, this succinate dehydrogenase is one of the enzyme of the Krebs cycle. That means succinate dehydrogenase enzyme simultaneously involved in the Krebs cycle and also involved in the electron transport chain. That clarity clearly I will give. The next one is a complex 3. The complex 3 is a CoQ cytochrome C. CYT stands for the cytochrome C reductase. Also called CoQ cytochrome C reductase, also called cytochrome BC1 complex. Cytochrome B, cytochrome C1 complex. Next one is a complex 4. The complex 4 is a cytochrome, CYT stands for cytochrome. Cytochrome C oxidase or cytochrome A3 complex. You can understand why it is called as a complex. This is a combination of the molecules. Last one is a complex 5. Complex 5. That complex 5 is a ATP synthase. This ATP synthase is nothing but FOF1 particle. As we know that inner mitochondrial membrane shows the exchange of foldings called as a cristae. Cristae associated with the finger-like projections are called as a FOF1 particles or elementary particles. Elementary particles or oxysomes. That oxysomes are elementary particles or F1 particle having ATP synthase activity that belongs to complex 5. Here I said there is a 5 different types of enzyme complexes involved in the electron transport chain. These are all embedded within the inner mitochondrial membrane because electron transport chain occurring within the inner mitochondrial membrane in case of eukaryotes. After explaining the different enzyme complexes in electron transport chain, Now I am going to tell briefly about different electron carriers involved in the electron transport chain. Okay, na? The first one I am telling is a FMN. What is the full form of FMN? Flavin mononucleotide. Why it is starting with a flavin? Because this is like FAD. FMN is also synthesizing from the vitamin riboflavin. This FMN is a prosthetic group of complex 1. What is the complex 1? Complex 1 is a NADH CoQ reductase or NADH dehydrogenase. Okay, na? The next one is, I am telling you, iron sulfur proteins. So as you understood, these are the protein, metal containing a protein. Sulfur we know, because the proteins are the polymers of 20 types of amino acids. Yes or no? So sulfur containing amino acids are there, na? Cysteine and methionine. The sulfur of those amino acids of the protein conjugated with a metal ion is a iron. That is why these are the metal ion containing a protein. What is importance of this iron sulfur protein? That what is importance of the iron in this particular? This iron interconvertibly undergo redox reaction. Fe plus 2 convert into Fe plus 3. Fe plus 3 convert into Fe plus 2. These iron sulfur proteins also electron carriers in the electron transport chain, playing the vital role. Okay. So the next one is that CoQ. So many times in the complexes you heard about the CoQ. Stands for the coenzyme. Q you can call. Q stands for ubiquinone. Ubiquinone name stands for ubiquitous. Means every organism in the nature, every living organism in the nature containing the CoQ. Because every organism requires energy. That energy is deriving from the electron transport chain. Electron transport chain occur with involvement of CoQ. That is why ubiquitous. This CoQ is lipophilic electron carrier. Why this is a lipophilic? Because this electron transport chain occur within the membrane. As we know, the core region of the membrane is a hydrophobic. Because this, what is importance of this CoQ? What I said, CoQ is a lipophilic electron carrier. Means it carries the electron from one complexes to another complex, that I will explain. The next very important electron carrier is a cytochromes. Actually, what is a cytochrome? So many persons will get a doubt. Very simple conclusion. What is a cytochrome means? Just you can take hemoglobin and cytochrome. Both are same to same. What is hemoglobin? Heme associated proteins containing heme or heme conjugated with the protein. Cytochromes also heme conjugated proteins. Heme conjugated protein. Those are the cytochromes. So, what is the difference between the hemoglobin and cytochromes? You will get it out. So, here in hemoglobin proteins there, cytochrome also proteins there. Okay, na? The next one, in hemoglobin heme is there, cytochrome also heme is there. That means, what is the difference, In the heme of the hemoglobin containing the iron. But heme of the hemoglobin that containing iron is a fixed oxidation state, that is a +2. That means what I said, hemoglobin containing heme that containing iron, that is in the fixed oxidation state, that is a +2. But in case of cytochromes, iron in the heme of cytochrome always undergo redox reaction, +2, +3, +2, +3. So that means when it is in the oxidized state +3, when it takes the electron, it converts into +2. When it gives the electron, it converts into +3. Again it will take the electron, it converts into +2. That means in electron transport chain, you can take same thing in iron sulfur proteins also. That means how much iron plays a vital role in the electron transport chain, you can understand. So these cytochromes, these undergo reversible reaction +2 +3, redox reaction +3 again convert into +2. That is why iron plays a very vital role in the electron transport chain. The next one, so here cytochromes I said heme conjugated protein, iron importance I already mentioned. There are based on the absorption spectrum and the light absorption spectrum of the cytochrome, there are different types of cytochromes there, like cytochrome A, cytochrome B, cytochrome C, etc. That is why I already mentioned there is a different types of cytochromes. The next one is the full form, just I mentioning the full form, FAD. What is the full form of FAD? That is a flavin adenine dinucleotide. While you are reading, just to clarify what is the full forms. The next one is a NAD plus or NADP plus, as we know this one. This is a nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. If it is a P is there, that is a phosphate. These are the some full forms of this one. These are the different types of electron carriers in the electron transport chain. After explaining the different electron carriers in electron transport chain, now I am going to briefly explain about the structure of FO, F1 particle or oxysome or elementary particle, because for a complete understanding of electron transport chain, this you must understand. Here this one I am showing, this is a small part of the mitochondria. This I am showing the outer mitochondrial membrane. This one is the inner mitochondrial membrane. As we know, this inner mitochondrial membrane having the foldings called as a cristae. This cristae associated with a finger-like structures or lollipop-like structures towards the matrix. Those finger-like structures are calling as a oxysomes. Now, is this a small part of the oxysome? I magnified for your understanding. Actually, this oxysome consists of two parts and a two protein subunit. There are two different subunits associated to form this oxysome. So this one you consider, this one is the inner mitochondrial membrane. This is a matrix. Mitochondrial. So outside automatically this one is a perimitochondrial space. This I will explain in the electron transport chain. Here in this one, this oxysome, the first one is a FO particle. Most of the persons will pronounce it is a F0, but this is a FO. F stands for factor, O stands for oligomycin. Oligomycin is actually antibiotic name. That is why FO particle. What is a FO particle? What you are seeing this FO particle, you know. This FO particle is transmembrane. Transmembrane means what? Within the membrane. Transmembrane channel for H plus ions. As I said, H plus ions cannot directly cross this particular inner mitochondrial membrane because protons are polar. This hydrophobic membrane, these protons cannot cross. But this FO particle through which protons can move, H plus ions can move. That is why FO particle is the transmembrane channel for the H plus ions. The next one is a F1 particle. So F for factor, one is called as this is the first particle scientists observed from the mitochondria. This one, what you are seeing, this is a enlarged part is a F1 particle. This F1 particle having the ATP synthase activity. ATP synthase. What is ATP synthase means? The enzyme involved in the synthesis of ATP. How it will synthesize ATP we know na? ADP that combines with the inorganic phosphate involved in the synthesis of ATP. This reaction is mediating by the ATP synthase. That is nothing but F1 particle.
So these are the two subunits of the oxysome. That is why oxysome also called as the FO F1 particle. How this FO particle is transporting the proton, how this F1 particle synthesizing the ATP, that I will clearly explain through chemi-osmotic theory in the electron transport chain. So till now this I introduce about the electron transport chain. Next, what are the details of the electron transport chain? Now I'm going to explain the next part. If you understand till now, like this video and share this video to your friends. If you have any doubt about this chapter for the NEET exam or the board exam, you can comment below. Definitely I will respond to your question. Subscribe our channel. Thank you.